Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my show. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, view the previous episode. Happy listening. So, in there, I stopped talking to my sister. I couldn't take it anymore. She was so needy and so destructive to our family and manipulative and just simply what she has always been. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And I said to my parents, listen, I've had it. I've had enough of her. I've had enough of her taking up all my time, first of all. Second of all, just constantly scheming and plotting and scheming and plotting. And basically, it was scheming and plotting of how she was going to get the upper hand over my parents, whatever that meant in her mind. Okay. She always felt that ever since I was like 3 years old, I should have been treated like an adult. And um, I resent the fact that treated me like a child and constantly corrected me. Now, those aren't the words that she uses, obviously, but if I had to put in what was in her head into words, she always thought that she should have been treated equal as them. And she just continued to act like a child and continue to be treated like a child because she never grew up. Okay. So her thing was um, trying to one up my parents and whatever that meant in her mind, whether to call them on something that she said I'm sorry, call them on something they said she said that they didn't like, right? So if I say, for argument's sake, I say, you can't go out in the rain with rain boots, okay? And they were like, yes, you can. You can go out in any weather with rain boots. That would evidently stir and stir and stir. And I just picked something very like insignificant. Then she would talk about, I'm really upset that they said I can do that when I know that that is not how it goes and blah, blah, blah. And she would just go on and on and on. Now, one day she was ranting and raving like she has always. She's borderline, and I'll put something to describe what borderline is, but she's also a raging narcissist. So she has a lot of anger, like violent anger type. Now, obviously, as she gotten older, she just can't aggress towards somebody, right? But that is in there. So she's always aggressive about things. She's always angry about things. She always feels that she doesn't get enough. You should give me more. How dare you not give me more? I get crumbs. That's what she would say all the time. I accept crumbs because mommy and daddy, I always was left with crumbs and I never got enough and blah blah blah. So, and that's an entitled narcissist. And then being angry and aggressive, that's a raging narcissist. Okay. So, but it's just crazy. So it's been, let's see, it's probably been 2 years that I went no contact. Okay. And it has been so nice. Okay. So fast forward to the present day. My mom is, what is she, 80, 83? Uh, I think she's 83. And, so she's obviously starting with dementia. I used to run a dementia unit. That's a whole nother, so I understand all of this. I actually have to tell my family about this. I'm like, "That's normal. That's gonna happen. This is gonna get worse," you know? Anyway, so my mom kinda knows that me and my sister aren't talking. She doesn't always remember why, and so my parents kinda sat me down, and my dad was like, what we want for Christmas is for all of us to be together. I said, hell no. You think I'm getting, dragged back into all of that drama and craziness?" And I said, "I will not." And then I was very candid and I said it was because of you guys. You guys stopped talking to her. You guys wouldn't, um, deal with her. So she was trying to get to you through me. And I kept saying to you, "Can we just cut her off now? Can we just cut her off now? This is the perfect time to cut her off now because you don't wanna deal with her. I don't wanna deal with her." So, a lot of it had to do with them. They and I will talk about it in the video, or I have already talked about it in the video. Um, that's why I'm had to get involved. I would never, like, be like, "Sign me up for dealing with that lunatic." Okay, so now Christmas is 3 days away, and mm, I'm doing it for my parents. Um, like I said, my mom doesn't really understand or remember all of it. Um, and she was kind of upset um that we weren't going to be all together. And I'm thinking they're, getting older. Well, they're already old, but you know what I mean. Um, so I agreed to it. I agreed to it. I said, I just want to let you know that I do not want to do this. Um, But I will do it for you guys. If it means that much to you, I will do it. I said, "Unlimited alcohol." I said I said, "I will not do this without alcohol." And, so the reason why I'm kinda bringing this up now is because I'm gonna tell you exactly how this goes. And I said, "I will not go back to her blowing up my phone every day, trying to get a hold of me." Very needy, but aggressively needy. There's needy, like my friend Karen is needy, but she's never aggressive. She's never hostile. Um, so I am just preparing you on how, um, what this may look like. Honestly, I hope it just goes smoothly. But I don't know, that first awkwardness stepping into her house is gonna be what sucks. Because it's like, what do I say? "Hi, I don't really wanna be here. How are you?" So, so I'll keep you posted and wish me luck.